Here we've got an amazing react that I've got to get to. No time to wait for people to pour into the live stream. I'm just gonna go live and just let's get it done because I'm also live streaming on YouTube and don't have time to edit. So that is just going to be the way this is going to go. Let me slide this down and let's go. We've got Amir Odam. I am going to go ahead and pre-like this video. And the reason for that is because I know this guy is based. I've seen his content before. He's absolutely legendary. So give him a like, give him a follow. I'm going to link it in the description, and I will also link it in chat for any who join the live stream. All right, let's get into it.
Nobody hates black people for being black. Most people's interactions with black people are negative. If 99% of the carjack...
This is Amir Odam. He is a political commentator and I would say social cultural commentator. This dude is based. Let me be honest with you. He's part of the gay community. He gets a lot of followers from the right and the left as a result of that. He's absolutely based, and he's going to do a react to Nick Fuentes. So let's get into it.
And stabbings and shootings that you see in Chicago are by black people. When you're walking down the street late at night, guess what you're looking for? Black are by black. If 99% of the carjackings and stabbings and shootings that you see in Chicago are by black people, when you're walking down the street late at night, guess what you're looking for?
Black people. Nick.
Okay, so I guess that is what this is going to be about. I have personally not watched any of Nick Fuentes' content because I had heard and I was under the impression that the guy was completely, hey Wireworm, good morning, how are ya? I was under the impression that Nick Fuentes was basically an extremist, almost Nazi-like figure, but I didn't know how much truth there was to it. I've only seen clips, and I'm like, is this the one and only actual real Nazi? I don't know. I never knew. Knowing that this guy is a gay black man from the right, we're about to get an interesting take. I've never heard anything about Nick. We're going to find out, though, because according to a gay black person from a person who voted for Trump, by the way, he's saying that he's not going to disagree with Nick Fuentes. That is shocking to me. I have no idea what we're in for here, Wireworm. It's gonna be a fucking roller coaster. But if you saw this intro,
nobody
one more
hates
time.
Black people for being black. Most people's interactions with black people are negative. If 99% of the carjackings and stabbings and shootings that you see in Chicago are by black people, when you're walking down the street late at night, guess what you're looking for?
Black people. Nick Fuentes is a name that some of you guys may know and some of you may not know. He is very controversial figure, so to say. He's worked with Ye.
I would say that is very controversial to say. If he's talking about strictly the statistical, mathematical realities, look, I don't think math is racist. I think that you can be racist if you interpret it to mean that black people inherently have these tendencies. That's wrong. Obviously that's wrong. We know that's wrong. But let's keep going. Let's listen to Amir Odam. This guy is really, really based. Okay? He really knows his stuff. He's defended Trump before. He's from the right. I'm right leaning. I wouldn't say that I'm from the right. But Amir Odam, as a gay black man, is probably more right than I am. So that's saying something, but the guy is trying to prove, apparently, based on this, that Nick Fuentes is somehow not racist. Let's find out if that's true.
He's a very controversial figure, so to say. He's worked with Ye. He just did a podcast with Candace Owens. He's had beef with Turning Point for years, as I can remember. He's a very interesting...
Okay, Candace Owens is racist, at least when it comes to Jewish people. I know that for a fact. That is not debatable. You cannot show me a single thing, and I like some things that Candace Owens says, but just because she says a lot of shit that a lot of people that are in the MAGA base or the Trump base or the anti-woke crowd are things that you would like and agree with, does not mean that she is a good role model, because she's not. She's absolutely an anti-Semitic crazy person. But that said, I don't think Omer Adam is. In fact, I know he's not. So let's keep going.
Guy, I've never met him. He has his own opinions on various different things that he's allowed to have, and that's him. Now, the one thing I will say about Nick is that he's been doing this for, I think, well over a decade now. I think he's been making videos and streaming, and he's been doing this for years. And as far as I've seen him throughout all these years, he's been pretty consistent in his views and vocal about the things that he seems passionate about. And recently he went on a rant about black people, and apparently it's a rant that I'm not going to disagree with. I don't know. We're just going to give it a watch, and we're going to react to Nick Fuentes' opinion on why he has his own black fatigue and where his views are when it comes to black culture and the black community in America today. What's interesting about Nick, and I don't wish this on anybody at all. I may disagree with Nick on some things, but he has the right to say what he wants to say. He has had his fair share of threats. He's been kicked off of payment platforms, banks. It's a little much for me, honestly, but it's for these reasons that when people...
Yeah, I heard Asmongold's take on this was basically that, look, I don't like this guy. I think he's a racist or something, or a Nazi or whatever. I still don't know. I have not seen enough content of Nick Fuentes to judge that for myself. I think this will do it for me. I'm pretty sure. But I don't give a fuck what your personal, religious, or philosophical beliefs are. If you're not breaking the law, look, not only does that guarantee that you can maintain your civil freedoms, but it should also guarantee that one of those civil freedoms should be the right to a bank account. What the fuck?
People see what he has to say.
And I don't care how racist a guy is. Like, that's kind of like the whole thing. Like, I don't like those people. I don't. No one does. Majority of us, anyway, do not. I don't like Hassan. I think Hassan is a racist piece of shit against Jews. However, the law it's so bullshit to disenfranchise people because of this stuff. Like, the whole point is that you're allowed to believe in this bad stuff, because the bad ideas in the free marketplace of ideas, which is what our country is founded upon in free speech, is that the bad ideas get defeated by the good ideas in the free battle zone that is the free marketplace of ideas.
They agree on
that should not mean you get
debanked out loud, because when you do say the things that Nick says, you will get hated on. You will. And even as a black man myself, as that is crucial about the black community and the gay community, I get crapped onto a lot. And what sucks is that there are a lot of people who have the same views as Nick does, or even as me, that can't openly speak out about these things. Because
Wireworm, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe you are ethnically Jewish. So feel free to lay in here commentate on what I'm saying here. If I'm saying things that are making sense, let me know. I'm pretty sure I'm right on the money here, at least in agreement with like the majority of people here. I think I'm articulating that good enough.
They don't want to be fear of getting canceled, and they don't want to be doxxed. And I have to be honest with you, if you want to prevent yourself from being doxxed, and you want to be more vocal about the things we're going to go through in this video, then I highly would recommend today's sponsor, Aura. It's genuinely concerning the amount of our private information that's just out there willy-nilly. Not even from people getting doxxed, but them annoying texts and calls that we've been getting, emails for stuff we never even signed up for. The list goes on. It's excessive. And the problem is that these data brokers find any information that they can about you, and
okay,
they sell it
this
online
is the
for profit,
ad.
which is beyond shady and just mess.
Not ethnically Jewish, but I have done a little bit of study. Okay, that's right. I'm sorry, Wireworm. You're Christian. I remember now. It was who was it? Masenko from Ember's chat, who is ethnically Jewish, I believe. So my mistake, Wireworm.
Because it does. This is a real thing.
I'm gonna skip this ad. I love you, Amir, but I can't afford to.
And granted that my life is online, much like everyone watching this video, I'm way to go.
It's a shame. I really do believe. Look, I think black people are not irredeemable, but there just needs to be brutal honesty. It's like, look, these black people are really struggling, and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. They're obnoxious. They're rude. They're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel, and, you know, look, nobody hates black people for being black. If there are people like that, I think that's exceedingly rare, and I don't consider myself one of them. The reason that people have negative attitudes about black people is because most people's interactions with black people are negative.
Now, I will say, as a black...
So, listen, I'm a resident of a pretty middle of the road. I'm from literally middle America, Kansas. Tofu, my dude, what's going on, brother? I'm literally from middle of the road America. My interactions with black people are just the same as my interactions with anybody else. Maybe it's because I live in a rural area. I haven't experienced the big city life of the demographics that are created in the big cities, right? So like the poorer towns or whatever. Like, I understand there's like a segment of the population that is in these specific areas, and the majority of them have to be one ethnicity or another. I get it. I get it. I don't think the majority of people that have interactions with people of a different skin color, regardless if that's white to black or black to white or white to Arabic or whatever, that it's a negative reaction. I think that a lot of that happens online, and there might be some of that happens in the real world. There certainly is. I know that it exists. I just don't think it's like the majority of interactions between interraces. It's not even close to a majority. It's got to be in reality, in real life, in person. You can't tell me that this is happening on a daily. Like, I don't see people getting in racial fights on the daily. It just doesn't. It's not a thing. Now, online, I believe that probably happens daily.
Man, I believe Nick lives around or in Chicago. He's in the Midwest, and I'm from the same areas as him.
Tofu says, I think it's called acting black. I mean more like acting black is a term everybody knows. Nobody dislikes black. People just dislike people acting a certain way. Could call it acting ghetto. I think that's accurate if you're being honest. Tofu, I think that's absolutely accurate. By the way, for those of you not familiar, Tofu is a streamer on Kick, on Twitch. Huge shout out to my man, This Tofu. Follow him on Kick, follow him on Twitch. Absolutely he's in Germany, a German streamer. He plays a lot of cool games. He's badass. You gotta love his content. You gotta go see him. You gotta follow him. Wireworm says, The main tension people feel with others is due to cultural differences. I think that's what Tofu's saying. By the way, Wireworm is exactly what you're talking about. The cultural differences, right? I mean, if we're going to talk about somebody who's their whole world is revolved around gang violence, and that's all they know, that is a culture. That is their worldview. That's how they see the world, right? So like, how do you expand that horizon to be more than that? And how do you get rid of their inherent biases that they have as a result of being raised in that world? That is the tricky part. And I do think that I just think that MLK had it right. We don't need DEI. We don't need woke agenda. All we need is MLK, Martin Luther King Jr., who said, just like, don't discriminate based off of skin color. That's it. That's it. That's all you need. You don't need anything beyond that. Like, Amir Odom is of the same school of thought. I know this for a fact. And this guy, as a gay black man, I think he's probably 1% of gay black people that voted for Trump. This dude is based. Like, I'm going to listen to this guy's opinion because he explains culture in a way that's very resonant and honest. I just think he's a good dude. He's just a good dude, Amir Odom. So if he's going to try to say that I'm not going to disagree with what Nick Fuentes says here, I'm going to put stock in that. But let's find out.
This is true. We talk about it on this channel. He said two important things. He doesn't think that we're not like irredeemable, and he doesn't think it's because of the color, necessarily the color of our skin. It's literally
got prime frauded, and Twitch, like always, doesn't listen to reasoning. Ah, you're kidding me. Oh, well, fuck. That's Twitch for you.
How we're acting in the streets. And when I think about every horrible interaction that I've had in my life, and if I had to look at it through the data on who they were, what they look like, male, female, race, it's black men, which is funny enough.
That's what the statistics show. Amir here is just being honest. Like, the math doesn't lie. That's just what the statistics are showing, primarily. You should be able to tell the truth and not be called a racist. And it is something we should address, and we should have empathy for people whose their whole world revolves around, say, for example, gang violence. And we have to try to find solutions, but in order to find real solutions, you have to be honest about the problem.
Because throughout my life, I was always told that, black power and black people unite. That's funny because the most supportive people that have ever been in my life to push me beyond my goals and my dreams, to support me, have been.
And shout out to Amir Odom for rising above the circumstantial bullshit, right? He saw through the culture lines and is now this big, huge YouTube hotshot and based. Motherfucker said, no, I don't have to live in that world. That's not my world. That's not my identity. Why should I have to capitulate to that as my identity? Why can't I rise above my circumstances? Why can't I rise above what the people that look like me say I should be like, right? Because there is peer pressure in those communities, in black communities, to, like, if you act white, they call it acting white, which I would just call being generically normal, because it's not a white thing, it's just a normal person thing. No gang violence, don't act like a thug, don't threaten people with violence, just like, this is normal behavior. And for him to have demeanor and speech mannerisms, like, obviously he's gay, he's got some of that going on in his speech, but, like, whatever. I don't fucking care. What I do care about is that he's polite. He speaks clearly. He doesn't have an attitude because correct me if I'm wrong, but is attitude a problem in those communities? Yeah, it's a problem. They constantly either feel threatened or are threatening, and so therefore they act on that.
And white people, not black people in my life. Never been the case. And before anybody even...
Yeah, there are black people that ridicule Amir Odam, this based gay black man, and call him acting white. Say that he's racist against his own people. That's bullshit. Wait, because he's normal? Hold on. Because he's normal and not acting like a thug and not getting an attitude and not being acting like a... He's racist against his own skin color? That's stupid. Like, God, holy shit.
Thinks to say, oh, well, Amir, that makes sense, you know, you want to cater your content to white people, or you're just trying to appease the white man to stay in these circles, this, that, and the third. There's no circles for...
They tell him that he's just trying to appease the white man? What? He is, look at his face, bro. He is like, this is some bullshit. No, I don't... That's so dumb, bro. What are you talking about?
For me to stay in. I mind my business at my home with my dog.
Based.
Man, that's it. I made a whole video critiquing Trump. I made videos critiquing Israel. I don't care. I do not care.
Bro also made a video, top 10 lies propagated on mainstream media about Donald Trump. He made a video titled that and just demolished and debunked all of the rumor, bullshit, propaganda, mainstream media lies about Trump. It was amazing. It's gotten over 1 million views. Based Amir Odam. Like, that he hates gay people and he's going to put them in internment camps or some shit. Like, Trump hosted a gay wedding at his mansion in Mar-a-Lago. You cannot accuse the guy of being homophobic or some stupid shit. Like, it's so unhinged, the lies they tell. But let's keep going with Amir. I love this dude.
On this channel, we're going to talk about the things that we want to talk about from an open and honest perspective. When it comes to
good to see you, Hunter.
This topic of black people and people having the worst interactions with this group of people, it is true. It's like you black people are like, oh my gosh, white people this, white people that. You look at every major black rapper that has died this last decade, it's been at the hands of other black people. You
Bro,
look at
yeah.
every new rule regarding like the teen takeovers, which we've gone through in another video. You look at every new rule, why there needs to be chaperones for teenagers at theme parks, at water parks, at malls, the list goes on. It's because of these young black teens. As someone who was a server.
It's because of young black teens. He's just telling you the statistics. And this isn't me saying that. This guy does his research and he backs it up. And, like, good on him being based about this shit.
When you look at who tips...
We need more Amir Odams.
There's a reason no one wants to be sat with a black table. You're on the streets, or it's funny, in Nashville, if you're a Nashville native, you know, and I'm not even being dramatic. You can just look on Google Maps. There's 24 and there's 65. 65 runs through...
Bro, I went to a bar one time, straight up inserted myself into a group of like 5 black guys about music. And I just threw myself in there with like Linkin Park and all this music that I love. And I made 5 friends within 5 minutes. So I don't think that's, I think that if you're like, you gotta insert yourself. Just insert. And I do think that it's true that there's like, because they did have a standoffish demeanor. And they definitely were, their appearance gave off a very stereotypical vibe. And I just said, fuck it. I'm going to break the stereotypes. So you can do that. But in general, right, and especially in some circumstances, there is a sense of fragility or apprehension about approaching a table of all black people, for example. And I understand that. I get that. But I think I think that you just got to prove the stereotype wrong. That white people are racist, that black people are racist. You gotta prove the stereotype wrong. And if something racist does happen to a white person for doing that, because they're like piled upon, I'm lucky. I guess I just live in a place that just doesn't see race in the same way.
Williamson County, which is like the richest county in Tennessee, it's mainly all rich white folk. And then 24 runs through like the more low-income areas and more culturally diverse areas of town. One of these interstates I hate driving on because people are very inconsiderate. They're cutting people off, slamming on brakes, zooming through, speeding, broke down cars. Being honest here, like we have to be brutally honest with each other and what we're experiencing and seeing in society, whether it's fear of.
Can you find a solution to a puzzle if you don't have all the puzzle pieces? The answer is no. No, you can't. You're never ever going to find a solution to the problem if you're not honest about all the pieces of that problem.
Being called a racist. The data is the math isn't racist. What we're looking at isn't racist. It's just, it is what it is.
Most people's interactions with black people is when you're stuck in traffic and you see a Nissan Altima.
He's saying the same thing!
And you say, what? You're not supposed to do that. If everybody did that, it would just be another lane, and, you know, not everybody can do that. But it's like these people have no respect for decorum. They think the rules don't apply.
I'm someone that is obsessed with the body cam footages, Code Blue Cam, Midwest Safety, Daily Dose of Crime. Like, listen, I love them. And there is a common denominator. I've seen this in videos, and I've seen this for myself. Whenever there's traffic, the person I always see come flying down the shoulder selfishly, they're black.
Damn. I mean,
it is what it is. In the society that creates, the lack of decorum, it doesn't create something fun. I'm someone who loves Miami. I love visiting Miami, but only Brickell. I love me some Brickell. I love Wynwood. I can't do South Beach. Never, because it's too black.
Officers are patrolling the streets of South Beach.
The stepped up enforcement comes amid a chaotic spring break filled with violence and
wow.
It's too dangerous. It's too radical.
Bro, he's absolutely right. And listen, change the skin color of Amir Odom to white. Do you think YouTube would allow his videos on YouTube? Yes. Do you think that they would demonetize them? Yes. They would demonetize these videos 100% if Amir Odom was white. I'm just calling it like I see it.
And see ass on a freaking Saturday evening. I don't want to deal with the rowdiness and the Bluetooth speakers and the crime.
And they would call him a racist.
It's just a bad time. It's unfortunate. Even Vegas. I just went on a vacation to Vegas, and it was like I went over to Old Vegas. I went to try that out. I guess it's Fremont Street or whatever. It felt like I was on a Carnival cruise. Hello, Carnival.
He's gay, remember? True, brother. Okay, if he was white and straight, would they demonetize him and call him racist? Yes. 100% they would.
Cruise. Now they're changing their rules. Why? But then when I go to the rich bougie casinos, oh, it's so much nicer. So much nicer. It's listen. This video
and they would ban him on Twitch.
It really is.
Lie to them. They have no respect for society. Like that's their interaction is they are a waiter, and they wait on a black table, and the black people don't tip, and they're rude.
Which I just spoke about is definitely true. Obviously, I was a host before I was serving, and even the black waitresses would come up to me like, Amir, do not send me with the black people. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so racist and rude. Why not? So they don't tip. And they don't. They're the most rude people to serve, and they don't tip. People talk about it all the time. I just went snowboarding. I went snowboarding up in Big Sky. I took a private lesson that day. We had stopped to take a break, and she said, oh, just set your stuff right here. I'll put a picture of the screen of my board and my outfit. Oh, I love it. I cannot wait to go back snowboarding. But she said, oh, you can just leave it here. And I'm like, I just paid so much money for this equipment. What you mean just leave it here? She's like, it'll be fine. It's going to stay.
I wanted to make a joke about him being against the background of all snow, but I won't.
Okay? It stays.
I bet he
It will
would
still
laugh at
stay.
it too.
You know, we've seen those pranks of, walking around with a PlayStation in the hood. You will get jumped, robbed, and beat. You walk around with a PlayStation in a white neighborhood. Oh, sweet. What's your gamer tag? Oh, can I come play with you? Oh, where'd you get it?
Those interactions, it's stuff like that. They go to the DMV and they see a black person behind the counter.
Bro, he said the line of what would happen if you did that in a black neighborhood without saying the line. True.
And they say, oh, here we go. And the person's rude. Now, it just goes to show people are not racist. It goes to show people.
That's what I said
like
too.
Attitude. That are rude.
Because even for me and a lot of other black people out there, we talk about the difference between a regular black person and what Nick is talking about are which unfortunately make up of, I would say, a good chunk of black people. A good chunk. Selfish, rude, entitled, and it's so unfortunate. I'm not saying this as a self-hating black person. I'm saying this as someone who loves my skin, is comfortable in my skin, love who I am, and I'm tired of being looked at a certain way.
Absolutely
because of how the people who look like me act. I'm fully well aware there's an ample amount of other black people out there who resonate with what I'm saying, who are good, productive people in society, who contribute to society, who are doing good. But even then, and I'm glad things are changing, but sometimes they'll be the same people too, still talking about, oh, white supremacy, Black Lives Matter, and it's saddening. It's
white supremacy. Who here is sick and tired of being taught to hate yourself, being taught to hate your skin because you're white, being taught that you're nothing but the descendants of colonialist, racist, slave-owning bastards. Holy fucking shit. I had this discussion with this tofu, how German children are raised to hate themselves and their nation. And that's a real thing. That actually happens. Ask him in chat right now. Tofu, can you speak to the fact that German society has since World War II revolved around hating your identity as a German, especially if you're a natural, ethnically German white person? I mean, it's bad. It is bad. The censorship, the laws that they can arrest you for, it's unprecedented. It's bad. And it's getting worse in the UK now.
Frustrating because are there some injustices that we need to address in America regarding race? Sure.
Absolutely, Hunter.
We'll talk about it. We can talk about it. But to say,
I'm going to read that one again. Who cares what other people think of you? Just remember that opinions are like shit. Everybody has one.
Here and say that in 2025, I am not my ancestors' dream and I'm not living in the best America for a black person. That's wild. This is the best time to be a black person in America today. And I will actually retract that.
Absolutely based, though. I mean, he's going to retract that based off the woke agenda, I bet. But yes, it is the most liberating time in America to be a black person. In fact, there's more regulatory bodies, legislation, and law that promotes and uplifts black people in America than any other race, than any other ethnicity. And there are more advantages that can be taken by the black community in America than ever for any race or any other ethnicity in history. That is a fact. Even with the abolition of DEI.
It is, but it isn't. It is in the sense of the amount of opportunities we're afforded, but it isn't in the sense of how we're acting. It isn't in the sense of how our families have been just decoupled and eroded. It isn't on the terms of how many black people depend on the government. Those aren't the good things. The good things is what we're free to do. I'm free to go to a restaurant, free to drink from a water fountain, those types of things. I'm free to do that. But this idea that everything's racist and white people are racist for having his opinions, or Nick's racist for having this 4-minute video that we're watching here. I have all the same feelings. And again, I stress it for the people that are on the fence about this or very judgmental about Nick and the things that he's saying right now. I'm not a self-hating black person for calling out the truth.
Base.
People don't, it's unpleasant. People want to be treated with consideration and respect.
Yep. That's true.
And it is true that black people are, in this day and age, unfortunately, seem to have very low moral character. It's not even just the violence, although the violence is pretty striking.
And on the moral character, that part is valid too. It's a meme. It's literally, like, to a certain point, jokes point to reality. Jokes have some type of grounding, you know? And
underlying truth.
Like, oh, I don't want to live near a black person, or oh, the black person moved in the community, so my property value went down. To a certain extent, that comes from somewhere. To a certain extent, living around black people, it does come with some quote-unquote baggage. The jokes exist for a reason, you guys. They do. It's sad. It's unfortunate. There's a reason there's no black club in Nashville. Or the ones that get up to club status or like really mainstream, they get shot up. All these white bars on Broadway in Nashville, they still there. White people just going up here and shooting up it nonstop. And before, if someone's watching this video still, I applaud you for still being here. But before, in somebody's head, they're like, okay, well, white people are shooting up the schools. What the hell are black people doing at parks? Let's be so honest with each other. I'm sorry for the Tam that be dying in these school shootings. It is very sad. Something needs to be done about these school shootings. But these shootings in the hood, little kids getting shot dead center in the forehead at 2 p.m. on a Sunday. Sick.
Bro.
Sick.
You live your life and you know.
Holy shit. I did not know that. Can we look at that headline? Man charged in execution killing. Oh, he did an execution killing of 9-year-old Tyshawn Lee in Chicago. Oh my God.
In the forehead at 2 p.m. on a Sunday. Sick.
You live your life
and
fucked. You know that you're going to...
There's as much baggage, Wireworm says, being black nowadays as there is being white or of any other ethnicity. Holy shit, Wireworm. You're right about that, brother. Holy shit. Black people, says Hunter, answer that Hunter says, black people have created such a culture of victimhood for themselves. True, but now they cannot imagine themselves not being one.
Be mugged by black people?
Yeah, I would say that now they can't. They've done this to a point that now it's like built in.
What kind of colors your opinion or perception of black people, wouldn't you say? If 99% of the carjackings and stabbings and shootings that you see in Chicago are by black people, when you're walking down the street late at night,
we saw this earlier. Yep.
Black people, like, that's what you're looking for. If I own a business and I know in my local area, majority of the crimes are happening by someone that's black, I'm going to be profiling.
Yeah. I mean, obviously.
That's what marketing is. Marketing is profiling. If I'm selling a fishing rod, I'm going to profile people that like fishing rods, that like fishing, and I'm going to market to them. And the same thing is reversed.
There you go.
If I know that the person that steals the most, dreadhead young black man, sagging pants, coming here and blasting music, goggles are on. I'm like, what's happening here? People jump so quick and they tense up.
What? I just think that's so funny. Bro is like, if I see a dude come in here all thug looking, saggy baggy pants and all fucking, he's got baggy pants and just thugged out, I get my goggles on going, what's happening here? Fucking, oh my God, that's so funny.
At the thought of racial profiling, it's so wrong, it's so wrong. What is marketing? It's profiling. That's what marketing is. It's profiling. That's all it is. You're profiling different target markets, and I'm going to profile who's going to come after my business. It's not that hard, and it doesn't have to be taken this offensively. It genuinely doesn't. If I'm walking down the streets at night and I know, not even that, but in the year 2025, a black man is more likely to be shot and killed by another black man than the Klansman. So why the hell?
Damn. That's been true every year that I can think of. I mean, statistically speaking, they're more likely to be shot by gang violent black community members than an actual KKK member. Holy fuck. I mean, damn. And that's a sad state of affairs. We shouldn't have any of these things. But that is the way it is. I do think he's right, too. This is marketing. I mean, it's the same damn principle. He's absolutely spot on.
I'm not going to be scared of some damn Klansmen. There should be no reason why at 2 a.m. walking down the street, on the other side, I see just a group of white teens, and on this side, I see a group of black men. As a black man, I'm uncomfortable walking down that side with the black men. It's not because I hate black people. I'm black. It's because of the data and what's there and who's doing what. It's that simple.
And you equate that with danger.
I guess. That's true.
And it doesn't take a lot of them to spoil the whole bunch like that. And
look, he's just being honest about this shit, and I think that that's so valuable. And I just think it's true. Like, you can't argue with facts. Like, what do you want him to say?
And we just want black people to take accountability and say, look, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad person. It just seems that every time I encounter you people, for the most part, it's negative.
I've lived in the north. I've lived in the suburbs of Chicago. I've gone and visited my family in Chicago countless times as a child. And I've lived in the South. And no matter where I'm at, when I look through my life and experiences that I've had, mostly been negative with black people.
Sometimes extremely negative, like I could get a gun in my face.
Answer That Hunter says, what is really sad is that nowadays the KKK isn't really as racist as the people actively trying to make others not be racist. And yet you're speaking to the anti-racist crowd that is pointed out very well in the movie, Am I Racist? By, I believe his name is... Oh, he's on the Daily Wire. Somebody help me out here. What's his name? Holy shit, what's his name? Is it Mark? No. Is it... Oh, what's his name? Somebody help me out in chat. Then Wireworm says, depending on the profile too... I've seen white hood rats just the same. Yeah, oh, true. Look, listen, 8 Mile was not lying to you.
You know, that's a problem. And people go, well, you are just loaded up with hatred and racism. It's like, I'm really not. I'm a really friendly person. I'm a really polite, friendly person. I give everybody a chance. But if I'm someplace and I see some black person walking in with their pants sagging and they can't articulate what their problem is or what they need, and they're rude and they're aggressive, and
listen, if I'm experiencing that, I'm on 10. I'm on alert. I'm like, what's about to happen? What's going down?
And I'm in fear for my life. Like, yeah, I have a problem with all of that.
Matt Walsh, yes, that is who... Yes, thank you. Matt Walsh, Am I Racist, points all of this out. Not really pointing to this specifically, I should say, but what you were talking about earlier, that's what he's pointing to. The anti-racists who think that, you know, basically if you're white and straight and male, you are at the bottom of the totem pole of the tiered system of citizenship. Yeah, it's unhinged racism that has been, it is Orwellian. It is sick. That is DEI in a nutshell.
No word. Listen.
And he's like, if I saw that coming into the bar, I'm on 10, I'm on 11, I'm alert. And I'm like, yeah. Can't articulate his words and you don't understand what he's saying. You know, real saggy, baggy pants, got like, you know, a thug attitude and swagger about him. Bro, your attention is going to be like, you are going to raise up and dial up your alertness to that situation. You're an idiot and putting yourself in potential danger if you didn't.
So far in this video, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. You look at these people acting a fool.
I did not expect this, guys. Holy shit. I did not know. I thought that Nick Fuentes was, just what I had heard, was an actual Nazi racist. A real life Nazi racist. And based off what I've seen here, and based off what Amir is articulating here, I just don't see that. I'm shocked. I am actually shocked. Because I watch Asmongold, I watch Ember. You guys know, you guys have seen me around. You guys know kind of where I'm at with a lot of this stuff. And listen, I genuinely thought the dude was like, based off of things that I had seen before, just brief segments, right? Of like maybe Nuxanor. Okay, you guys know Nuxanor. And Nuxanor says the guy's a Nazi racist. And Asmongold, I don't know that he's directly said that, but he's definitely implied it, I'm pretty sure. Most of his community does for sure. And I am not seeing that right here. I think if he's got takes that are similar to Candace Owens about the Jews, listen, if that's the case, then I think that he is turning into, like, he's Nazi adjacent if it's similar to Candace Owens. At the very least, I do think it is caused by a lack of knowledge. I do think it is caused by ignorance. And hey, that's the same. You could say the same about all racism and prejudice and bigotry. It's ignorance. That's what causes it. I don't think that he hates Jews based off them being Jewish. Based off what I'm seeing here, he clearly doesn't hate black people for just having black skin. So it can't be that for the Jews. It's probably having something to do with Israel and the Palestine conflict and him not wanting to be involved in wars like Russia-Ukraine. A lot of people translate not wanting to be involved with Ukraine as the same as not needing to be involved with the Palestine-Israel conflict. I have dove into this 12 hours a day for 5 years, and they are different. It is a different situation. It is completely fucking asinine to equate the two conflicts. They are in no way similar at all. But again, I think that if they do feel that way about the Israeli government pursuing the way they've persecuted this war, I mean, I definitely understand why somebody would think that if they're just ignorant and they don't know certain things, right? If they don't understand the fact that, you know, Hamas was elected into power and that all this stuff. I'm getting sidetracked, but I now do not believe that Nick Fuentes is a Nazi, at least from what I'm seeing here. I could be wrong.
In these fast food restaurants, in these stores, hipping and hollering, giving police a hard time. It's black people. It's why black fatigue is on the rise. It's why like just genuine disdain for the unlawful and unrudeness of black people is driving people up a wall. It is a black issue.
Yeah.
It's not racist to point it out.
And people go, and these black people go, well, you're racist, you're racist. It's like, no, I just hate inconsiderate behavior.
That's it.
If black people...
No, I just hate inconsiderate behavior. And you saw the clips there. Like, and the statistics show that is the majority of the small time crime and murder crime and all this. It backs this up. That's just what's there. You're free to interpret that however you want to, but it isn't that white people are the oppressors and that there is this white supremacist conspiracy in America. It certainly is not that. That is absolutely asinine. And they have the ability to rise above their circumstances. They just choose not to.
Were super well behaved, we would be racist in the other direction. We'd say black people, oh yes, dude, yes.
The far left, especially DEI advocates, are basically promoting that exact continuation, encouraging and being forgiving of these crimes and this behavior that is self-destructive, right? Decriminalization, defund the police, all of these initiatives encourage this awful societal destructive behavior. If there's any white supremacy conspiracy, it is the far left and the DEI woke agenda. Damn. I'm almost proud of myself. I kind of want to brush my shoulders up. If there's any white supremacist conspiracy in America, it is the DEI woke agenda advocates that encourage that behavior with defund the police and decriminalization. There has to be consequences for committing a crime. There has to be a non-colorblind society that doesn't take skin color into account. And DEI and the woke agenda and defund the police and decriminalization do the opposite of those things.
Day is about to turn around for the better. What can I help you with, sir? Please come right on in. Man, what a relief to see you here. You're a sight for sore eyes.
Did he lie?
No, he didn't lie. The bro did not lie.
Did he lie? If it was the other way around, it'd be praise. Like, oh my gosh, you're black. Come on in. Oh my gosh, you're black. I love you. Oh my gosh, this is great. Are there some black people, obviously, that are great and joys to be around and you see them, you're like, oh my gosh, come on in? Yes. More often than not, it has to do with the decorum and how you're handling yourself and how you carry yourself. And then is it even to say, like, oh, I have to carry myself like the white man and I'm this, like, no. It just means pull your pants up. It just means talk in a respectful tone. It just means not show every ounce of your body.
Holy
in
shit.
public.
W's in chat, guys. We got it. Oh my
God.
God.
Waving your gun around. If I'm looking back, the only times I've ever called the police.
Oh, wow.
Wasn't for no damn white kids.
If black people are known for being the best.
Hunter says, at least apparently I am black because I am Irish. Brother, listen. Okay, Billie Eilish.
Then we would be racist in the other direction. Oh, finally. So yeah, that really bothers me. It just bothers me in this damn ass city because that's all it is in Chicago is just these black people who can never take accountability. It's always somebody else's fault.
Yep, that's what black people always run to. It's someone else's fault. It's the white man's fault. It's parents' fault. It's never looked internal.
Again, they're speaking in generalities, and they're speaking for the majority of these circumstances in these specific locations. And I do think it is largely allocated to the big cities. Because obviously they're not talking about all black people. I think that people will absolutely clip them out of context and paint them as racists or bigots when they're not. That's the bad faith of the left. They are going to do, I'm sure they've already done this.
It's always someone else's fault. And that is a problem that needs to be addressed in the black community. And I want to know, on this video, was there anything that he said that you firmly disagree with? White, black, it don't matter. Let me know in the comments below. I would love to know, what did he say that made you so mad? Or did he say something that were the truth? I was sent this video. I'm fully well aware of who this man is, but as someone who is very much for free speech, as someone who thinks somebody can say whatever they want to say, this guy Nick can say what he wants to say. I really don't care. You can not like him, you can like him. I don't care. But I do, it is interesting how much this man has been banned from places, money being stripped away. I mean, it's
that's bullshit.
And a lot of it points to just, you know, the things that he talks about. I do know that he's very critical of Israel, and we all are fully aware of what happens when you're very critical of Israel. You get banned from different places, you get banned from different opportunities, you get shunned. Like, that's not anti-Semitic to say that. That's something that actually happens, something that happened to me. Let's keep it real here. That's something that actively happens to me. Me and Nick have been in the same boat as far as how we're looked at and treated by certain organizations out there. That's an
absolute fact, absolutely true. The only thing I'd say is I'll be critical of Israel when Israel does something I don't like. Okay? When Israel actually does something evil, and they're doing so maliciously, intentionally, I will be critical of Israel. Nothing they've done in this war against Hamas to eradicate Hamas as a governing body, which they must and absolutely have to do. I believe that is existential to Israel's existence. Nothing they've done in that regard is wrong. Not a single damn thing. They've kept the door wide the fuck open to Hamas, saying, if you release all the hostages and surrender, this stops immediately. Hamas has rejected that every fucking time. So, I will die on this hill. Idiots like Hassan that want to promote Islamic extremist terrorist propaganda should just shut their fucking mouths or be arrested.
Damn truth. But regardless, let me know your thoughts below. Is there anything that he said that you agreed with him, disagree with him? Let me know. And again, aside from this topic.
Yeah, I think that this was absolutely based. I knew I could pre-like this video because I know where Amir Odom stands on this subject. I knew that it was going to be a good one regardless. What I did not know and I did not expect was finding out Nick Fuentes is maybe not as evil as people paint him to be. And I feel like that's absolutely just fact. He's just not. He certainly isn't racist against black people, or in regards to ethnicity at least. I don't think he's racist at all. I think that that's just proven here. He doesn't give a fuck what a person looks like. He cares about their actions. And I think that if he disagrees with Israel's actions, that is at least more valid, even if I disagree with them, more valid than and not racist. I don't think it's racist to disagree with somebody's actions. A prick? Yeah, I mean, by that standard, Wireworm, you and I both know Nuxanor and Asmongold are both pricks. They might be pricks we agree with, but they can definitely, certainly be pricks. This was great. I absolutely loved all of this. Gonna keep going, but before we do keep going, I'm gonna stop the recording on the YouTube side